Happy Wednesday, everyone. I am Maritza Coscarelli of Maritza Coscarelli Coaching, where I am your Chief Confidence and Communication Builder. Thrilled as always to be here with you. You know what brings me here at this very moment, 1:31 p.m., on this very May 5th of 2021, 5 Cinco de Mayo. Felicidades a todos. And in this very moment right now is a decision. That's all it took. It took me thinking, and I'll share with you something else that I thought of that I'll be doing moving forward, and then deciding. I love dictionary definitions. Now, I know nowadays we just ask Siri, or at least I do. One of my most common questions to Siri is, Siri, please define decide. And then she answers me with the first definition. And today I did exactly that. And I remember doing this last night and I loved her definition. So I have included it for you in the title here. But while I have you, let's listen to her, if we will. Hey Siri, define decide.
Decide means come to a resolution in the mind as a result of consideration.
Come to a resolution in the mind as a result of consideration. Basically, what I love about that is that we come to a resolution. One of the highest compliments I received from a young admirer once was that he watched me at the end of a ballet class, that he was coming to meet me and take me out for a bite to eat after. And I stayed late and redid a combination of movements that had been done, that we had been asked to perform during the class. I did it an extra 3 times at the end of class. This was something I had resolved to because I knew that in my Petit Allegro, which is jumping quickly in ballet, I needed more stamina, strength, and capability. And so I had resolved to stay late and redo the Petit Allegro combination 3 times before I left the studio after my daily class. And I remember his compliment when he said, wow, you have so much strength of resolve. And I thought, what does that mean? And so, guess what I did? I looked it up. And it is the ability to be resolute, to decide with conviction and without flailing. And so it is something we do confidently and courageously. And I am afraid that that just doesn't happen that much for most of us, me included. Today, I did a post. I ask you to go to my Facebook or Build Your Business Speaking group page if you belong to that. If you don't, go ahead and ask to belong to that page so that you can ignite yourself and your message and your business through public speaking. But I digress, because here is the thing. Why do we lack the conviction, confidence, and courage to make a solid decision? One that has no out, no detour, one that we have conviction around? Well, I think it's because we don't really tune in and know and get clear about what it is we want. So today, in order for you to decide and write down in your journal, in your gratitude book, in your notebook, in your notes, on your iPad, whatever it is you use, I want you to make this promise to yourself that you're going to decide today, knowing that it is completely up to you, that at this point no one needs to know yet but you, and this is step 1. It's not the only step, but it's step 1. So in step 1, you're going to ask yourself, what is it that I really want? And without filter, without editing, mental machinations that make you change your mind or get wishy-washy, write it down. It can be the thing you would not tell, maybe even the person closest to you right now. Maybe you don't have that conviction, confidence, and courage yet, but at least have it with yourself, because once you make a decision, things have a way of conspiring to make that a reality. So yesterday, I shared with you that I remembered a moment where I got home from a date night and Joe and my parents were staying over where we lived. They were visiting from out of town. And Joe and I peeked in and they were watching television and I saw John Travolta and Princess Diana twirling on the dance floor. She was wearing this gorgeous navy blue formal gown. He was in a tuxedo and the floor had cleared. And I remember leaving their room, saying goodnight and thank you. They had stayed watching Joseph and Alyssa, our children, and thinking, wow, that would be dreamy for me to find myself in a room with John Travolta and have the opportunity to slow dance or to waltz or to just dance, any dance with him. He was originally a dancer and theater performer. And this is back many, many years. My daughter, who's an adult, was a toddler at the time. And I thought about that every now and then. I'd see him on an interview or a movie, and it wasn't like I was this huge fangirl. It was just this desire because he was such a phenomenal dancer. I mean, if you have not seen Saturday Night Fever and you're too young to remember his dance performances, go ahead and watch, even if you just fast forward to the dance moves. The physique and the dancing are amazing. Long story short, fast forward many years later, over a decade, we find ourselves invited to the Super Bowl. And don't ask me which number or who played. I know it was the Eagles. I know we were somewhere in Florida, probably in Jacksonville. Maybe it was Tampa and the Philadelphia Eagles. You guys who are football fans, guys and gals, know I have no idea. But we walk into this breakfast or brunch tent. It was an all-day affair. And we were guests of Cadillac, and the movie Get Shorty was being released, not one of his best. And in walks John Travolta. And a crowd built around him. He had security with him. And I remember thinking, this is my moment. And I decided promptly and with urgency to say, excuse me, pardon me, and work my way through this crowd that was building around him and physically go right up to him. Face to face, chest to chest, way pre-COVID-19. No social distancing involved then. And I said, Mr. Travolta. And he said, John, please. And I said, John, it has been a dream as a dancer to dance with you. And he took a breath, swift pause, and he said, I hear music. And he took me in his arms. And if I tell you, I have told this story many, many times, but you can probably tell I still get excited. Had I not had that thought years ago, and then in that moment decided, none of that would have happened. And it isn't a life-changing moment in and of itself, although it was quite lovely to be spun around the floor and have all these people open space for John Travolta and I. But the idea of what is possible is way beyond what you might think today or right now. It isn't just for special people, because you see, every person is unique and special in their own way. To have moments that light them up, and they don't have to be those big moments. They can be as simple as when I see a monarch butterfly in the nature preserve on my walk, and I just love those moments as much. They are as life-changing for me. It's just a matter of deciding the attitude and the desire that you have, and knowing somehow, even though you see no proof of it, that it is absolutely possible. So when this live is over, I want you to go on and grab something that you keep and that you write in. And if you don't have that something, start it right away today with what I really, really, really want is. And the reason I really, really, really want this is. And once you have written that, consider that a decision. Consider that something that you believe you have the power to create and achieve. I had a poster in my room. You've heard me say this before. If you can imagine it, if you can dream it, you can believe it. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. And I know that it's a paraphrase of a quote that you are very familiar with, but that ballerina with that quote has defined a lot of my life. And sometimes people are fascinated or even baffled that I continue on this path of making my dreams plans and doing that for others is really what lights me up and keeps me going every day. on this path so that heart-centered beings like yourself can find emotional, financial, and physical, spiritual freedom to be and to express all that you already are. I love you guys so very much. I'm so happy to be here, and I cannot wait. In the comments, share your decision only if you want to, because I did say it has to be that most private thing you really, 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 really want. If you don't want to share your decision, at least share the hashtag that I started today. Every day matters. Check out my post in my timeline, Maritza Coscarelli, and on Facebook. And I think you're going to find a truth check there that is going to help you decide and realize more than ever that every day matters. See you soon. Bye for now.